Yo, what's up, guys? So I just kind of wanted to go for a little announcement video, and I kind of wanted to have a little real talk with you, to be honest, because I don't remember the last time I did that. Look, I got this cool Gen G hoodie on, though. Look, I'm not sponsored or anything, but they sent me in. I think it's pretty cool, so I thought I'd wear it. But, um, yeah, no, let's talk about something. We have some good news, but I'm gonna get a little serious real quick. So if you maybe don't feel too comfortable with hearing too much about my personal life, you could just fast forward towards the end of it. Probably the last couple of minutes will be the A1 news. But yeah, I feel like obviously I don't have to say it. A lot of people will tell me that I can kind of just keep this stuff. But I feel like you guys have always been so supportive, and you guys have always been there for me. So I don't mind being transparent. And you know what? If somebody hears it and it can help them out in any way, shape, or form, then it makes me feel really good about myself. But yeah. So I honestly I know I don't have to say this, but I just want to apologize for being a pretty bad content creator, or just pretty, obviously unmotivated, and I've kind of just been mindlessly uploading without any real real direction or anything. Cause well, a year and a half ago, it feels like so long now. That's probably when I can date back when I slowly started to decline. Whether mentally or just, I wouldn't say gameplay wise because I still feel like I play pretty good, but just I don't know, motivation, content, energy, everything. Well, I posted on it on Twitter, I think one time about it. I didn't really keep up too many. I didn't really. I wasn't too vocal about it. The situation that I went through was one of the situations that just made me feel very isolated. And even though I know I had a lot of people around, like a lot of good friends and good family, I felt very, I felt very alone, and it really caused a distance between me, my community, me, social media, me and YouTube, me and Twitch, everything. And what that was the person who raised me, I slowly had the process of having, I lost him to cancer, unfortunately, and it was a very slow and very very hard process. Just the whole, as you can imagine. I don't want to get into too much detail because it's pretty grim, but yeah, that was about a year and a half ago, and yeah, it was the person who raised me, and they it's someone I could always kind of rely on and talk to whenever I needed it, and I never really realized how much that would change me. And it definitely wasn't for the better for a long period of time because, after that I kind of clung to my vices, whether it was addiction or whether it was just, you know, having bad mental health episodes, as you guys have probably seen me kind of make a fool of myself, time in, time out. And I don't like to make excuses for it, but I really was lacking that control over my mental health. And, you know, f- um, unfortunately, I was able to talk to people, talk to my mom, and get into medication for like anxiety or whatever else I was dealing with at the time, right? And also being able to talk to someone like a therapist was very cathartic. It just made me feel very. It made things not feel so separated. And even now, I still feel pretty insecure about just everything with what I'm doing, I guess. So I'm not fully in control again, but I will say that that first year, like all of last year, I felt like I was just not there. I just wasn't fully there. And this year, I started being a much more happier person because, during that, well, it's kind of bad, but it's kind of like I became a happier person due to something that was pretty bad, pretty, I wouldn't say traumatic, but definitely something that left its mark on me as well. Cause so I lost, the person who raised me to cancer, and then I got in a relationship with someone I really really liked, and I think it was just a bad time for me to get in a relationship with them because I just couldn't really be myself, and I kind of ruined things with that. But she definitely left me with some like really good like you know really good like things to think on, like in my own head. Like it really pushed me to kind of get the help that I wasn't really willing to seek out, because I kind of was just at that point I was just clinging on to whatever I could to like distract my mind instead of actually like trying to get help. And then yeah, reaching out to my mom, she really helped me. But during that recovery period, my dad actually got diagnosed with cancer too. And once you lost someone slowly to cancer. Having someone else, that close to you get cancer as well as you know, it just definitely makes you see everything so differently because I feel like as a content creator and a streamer, you definitely have to, I wouldn't say put on like like put on a facade or anything, but you definitely have to be someone who's, pretty enjoying their life. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this past year and a half, I didn't really enjoy my life all too much, but obviously I'm making this video to let you guys know that that is no longer the case. And, my dad is doing much better, by the way. He's actually done with chemo, so that's really good news, and I was really happy about that. It really was one of those things where, I'll tell you guys, I remember when I got the news, I spent like the whole night crying. Like even now, you can see my eyes are getting red. It's, it just out of happiness, of course, but life is starting to get a lot better for me now, and I'm kind of able to be myself again, and I definitely want to show you guys that, I'm not going anywhere, at least anytime soon. I'm here to stick around, here to give you guys all the best Kayn content I can give. I'm gonna start thinking of fun ideas again, start being informative again, and the big announcement I want to make is literally in less than a week I'm gonna be going to Korea and I'm gonna be trying to see what I could do out there. And I do want to say this now because I think there's I've announced it already on social media and Twitch, so people are already kind of like expecting it, but a lot of people are kind of going into this with the idea that I'm gonna try to hit like a certain rank or do a certain thing. Honestly, I just want to go there and improve as much as I can and become as good of a player as I can, because even though I don't really think I'm that bad of a player right now, I definitely think I have a lot of room to improve. I feel like I haven't really been, as fully, you know, uh, engulfed in like League and whatnot. Like I'm not really keeping up with patch notes. I'm not really keeping up with meta. I'm keeping up with Kayn, of course, but I definitely have a lot of room to improve. So I think Korea is going to be a big step to me improving as a player, and I might even get some coaching again. I remember that was a really big thing to get coaching like 2 or 3 years ago. It really, really helped me out to kind of keep me as a top tier player, and that's something that I'm really passionate about. It's something that I really want to pursue. So I think this is going to be, something just really great. It's something that will kind of reinvigorate my passion for, for the game and for everything. Because as I mentioned earlier, I've kind of just felt like this lack of confidence with, with playing, with content creation, everything. I kind of do everything half-assed, just out of the idea that people aren't gonna like it or I'm not good enough. And I want to show you guys that even if I'm not, I'm gonna try my absolute hardest. And for those of you that support me, I hope I can give you something to look forward to. And for those of you that don't support me, I hope I can prove you wrong. But either way, that's gonna be it. And thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for all the support and everything. I just want to say once again, it really means the world to me. I do have some really great friends and some really great family, so I haven't actually been alone through any of this stuff going on. I really want to give a second to shout them all out. I mean, they're just I have a lot of amazing people, but as a community, you guys have always had my back and always made me feel you know like I can, I can do whatever. I can accomplish whatever. I can be the rank 1K in the world again, and that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna stop rambling now. I'm gonna stop yapping. Hopefully, in a week, you guys are excited. You're looking forward to it. Career coming soon. Peace out, boys.